Welcome and thanks for joining me on this special announcement. This is one of the biggest we've made so far, and it is something you've been waiting for the longest of time, and it is such a joy for me to be able to announce that yes, after all this, we are making our first cookbook. All the details coming up. This feels so good. Honestly, when you work on a project that is kind of under wraps, you can't talk about it. When you're able to announce it like this, especially here on YouTube to everybody because you've been asking for it, oh, that feels so good. Like a weight off the shoulder that's been falling off. All the effort you've made is like, oh, can I talk about it? No, not yet. And it's been a heck of a long time. I know that many people, since the longest of time, I've been asking for a cookbook. When is the French Cooking Academy making a cookbook? When are you making a cookbook? I had so many emails. And the truth is that it's something that has been on my mind, or on our mind, I should say now, for quite some time, but we never kind of managed the right format. We didn't find the right publisher. We didn't gel with the right people. And we just felt it was not exactly perhaps the right time. And most important was the lack of time. When I started, remember this channel, I was on my own. But almost 8 years ago, I actually aged on the channel. I was looking at one of my old videos. My God, I was so young and I've got gray hair and stuff. And I'm thinking, oh my God, is that me? And yes, I started with my mobile phone, filming myself, cutting carrots and, and beetroots. And look where we are now. And the thing is that, when I started, I had to learn everything. I really did not have much time at all. Because I'm filming everything, I'm editing everything, I'm posting everything, I was doing the social media, blah, blah, blah. I was doing everything on my own next to a full-time job, for years. And that was so much work, so no time for cookbooks or anything like this. But recently, I think about 2 years ago, Kate, my partner, she came on board and she managed to also leave her full-time job, and we officially became a bit of a duo, okay? So, kind of a wife and husband duo. And twice the amount of power to work, and this is where all the new ideas were, be able to be realized. The first one was the school, and thanks to Kate with her ability, with all the writing skill and organization skill and all that stuff that I don't have, I'm good behind the camera and making the recipes, but she's taking care now of all the pictures, the strategy and things. And it felt so good, honestly, 2 years ago to have someone next to you to kind of help you organize. Everything makes a bit of sense, and we could really start to talk, okay, what's next? What's the project? The school was one, and the cookbook was an idea we had for quite some time. But to get to that point of making that bloody cookbook, it's so hard. When you don't have the experience, it's like, cookbook. And finally we took the plunge. So it's not coming right now, okay, let me reassure you. It is well on the way, but it is not gonna come before, let's say, next year. So it is time to get excited. You're going to get plenty of updates. But the reason I'm doing this announcement is because now it is absolutely official. It is well on the way. And I can absolutely tell you, yes, there is a cookbook coming. Okay, this is the most important. And for the little story, honestly, the making of a cookbook, like you may wonder, okay, what kind of book is going to be? Like when it's all started, when you get with a publisher, you get no experience, you do that meeting, and of course I was like, oh, we're gonna have something with like all the techniques and then the recipes on one side and the school stuff, and we're gonna have this and step by step, and you go on and on because I talk so much all the time. And then there's that blank, there's no noise, it's quiet. It's like, shall I remind you it's your first cookbook? We maybe need to tone things down a little. So you have to come to your senses and be realistic. And for this book, this was the important thing. Like we wanted to make a book that is going to be in line with the French Cooking Academy stuff, all the things we've been doing, all the values. So it has to be, recipes, suited for everyone, suited for beginners, and also made in-house. So everything we do now, it's Kate and me. It's kind of a duo. And for that book, we've really teamed up. Like she's making the pictures. She did all the creative writing, correcting my writing. I was doing the recipe, and we've been doing and testing everything in here. So we really wanted to bring you something special, and that is a lot of work. So we've decided to go with the publisher with the most realistic thing, which is going to be a recipe book. Okay, so I wanted to set some expectations here because I know that it's easy to think like me, like, oh, we're going to have everything, the huge book. It's our first book. Okay, so we're going to start with a good book, interesting, but it's going to be all about recipe. Now, there's plenty of things that is hidden behind that when I say just recipes, because we are the French Cooking Academy after all, but I can't let you know all of the details yet about the book. I can tell you that it's coming, okay? It's well on the way. We are making it in-house. It's going to be good. You're surely going to enjoy it. And for the content, I can tell you a few things, not much, but I wanted to reassure you on some little things that you surely wonder, okay, what kind of book is he making? Because this is the thing, right? When you say, oh, I'm making a cookbook, it could be anything. So let me tell you, first off, this is not a promotional book, okay? This is not something we wanted to do. So what I mean by that, it is not a book about me, okay? It's not something where I'm gonna be on the cover trying to be cheesy, hey, Stefan is making a cookbook. No, it is really truly about French cooking, about recipe, about learning, okay? That's the one thing. It is also not a promotional book like a biography kind of thing where it's more talking about me and what we've done with the channel. And it's also not something about the school or something highly technical that is just for the student on the school. Nothing like that. We really wanted to make something that appeals to everyone. And this is really I would say, not a gift, but something we really want to do out of all this time we've been working on a French Cooking Academy, so that everybody will be able to hold a piece of history, of all the things we've done. There's been so many recipes and so many stuff that we thought, it's about time. It's been 8 years in the making. It's about time we bring something on paper that everybody is going to be able to enjoy. And so when I'm saying everybody, this is dedicated for all the people on YouTube and all the supporters on Patreon and the school, that people that really wanted to see this happening. But we also wanted to make a book that is accessible to everyone in the world, because it's a book, right? So yes, YouTube, social media, but I've got so many people around me say, oh, do you have a book? Do you have a book? That they don't do YouTube, maybe it's an older crowd and they would enjoy a cookbook. And I find, this is good. So we are putting our soul into that book, all the energy we have, all the creativity, and it is so much work. It's insane. I think I've aged so much since we started that project. But we've redefined the way on how to make things simple, accessible, and really everyone's going to be able to pick up that book, that you are somewhat following the channel or not. So if you're in a library, you don't know nothing about us, you're going to be able to pick up the book. Not only are you going to discover recipes that are great, you're going to have tons of exclusive recipes you haven't seen on the channel at all, don't worry, and you're going to be able to make them and be really wowed by them. And this is the big thing about it. I'm not going to talk about all the details, but this is one of the little key thing that we've done the book in a very special way that is going to bring a real signature on how to make book, French Cooking Academy style. Okay, I'm not going to say too much. I can't talk about it too much, but let me tell you, time to get excited. It's going to be a handy format, by the way, if you wonder about the format. It's not going to be like a table book, a massive thing. It is going to be something that sits on a shelf like that. Because we wanted to have something that's going to be useful for you at home. You can pick it up, you can make recipe, enjoy, and that's what we want for the first book. But in a nutshell, really, this is the announcement. Now, there will be more updates coming along as time goes on social media. You can ask me questions. I'm not going to spend too much time on this announcement because it can be tedious to listen with. But if you've been someone who's been waiting for this, well, it is really the time to get excited. Now, it is not ready to pre-order. Let me start. I know a lot of you are going to be, can I pre-order? Because I'm so excited myself. I'm like, when I'm actually reading the book, or, it's called a manuscript. So you kind of go through all the stuff. It's like making an actual novel. You get a manuscript of the whole thing you've made. And you read that thing, it's so much stuff. And you're like, did I make that? And yeah, you did it. So you go through all this stuff. And even me, having made all the recipes, all the new stuff in the kitchen and testing and fine-tuning, I've actually upskilled my cooking skills. Have been going a notch higher again, which is absolutely unbelievable. I think I knew a lot of stuff already, but going through the book already, I'm like, did I just learn some more things about French cooking just in that book? It's insane. It is insane. And like how a publisher would say, we'll finish with this, and they said like, oh, there's some good mojo about this book. I like what they say, like, there's some mojo. It's like Austin Powers. Oh, it's got a mojo. So yes, look forward to French Cooking Academy book. I'm not going to say anything about the title or whatever. Let's call it Project French Cooking Academy. There's plenty of things to discover. It's going to be distributed surely worldwide, that you're in America, that you're in Europe. It's going to be in electronic format. It's going to be in a standard format as all books, which is going to be huge because the French Cooking Academy is officially going to go global. All right, and this is one of the big things. Yes, we're on YouTube, but now imagine that. Like, we're going to be in libraries, like across the world. Like, I think even Japan, like some online retailers in Japan or something. It's going to be, oh, French Cooking Academy in Japan. Like, what? So super excited. So yes, it's on the way. More updates to come later on. So you can get excited. You can think, yes, the French Cooking Academy. You know what? If it feels a bit quiet, is that we're working on the book. Plus, some other projects on the side that I'm not going to reveal right now, but there's a lot of things going on in the background. It is going to be an exciting year, and even all the way to next year. So keep focused, keep looking at the videos, and in the meantime, if you want to watch my old videos, just go back to see how young I was and how terrible the video were with my mobile phone. I'll see you all next week. Sorry, no recipe this time because, so excited for the assignment, and, we're going to have all this other stuff to prepare and do, but I will be coming back next week with a normal recipe. Don't worry, I'm not going away. As soon as I can, I'll be with you. Okay, see you all. Bye-bye.